We have spent the last several days here outside of Mystic. We had some good times, some good food, hung around, a few drinks, but now Eric and I are off on our own. It will be the first time we're on the boat, driving by ourselves. We do need to hit a dock. We need water on board. We need to wash the boat. I need supplies, provisions. So we are headed into the New London area. This episode's going to be a little different from others. We're tired, we need to learn this boat, and videotaping is just not a priority. We also want to dedicate some time to spend with family. So here's a summary of our summer. And there we go. We are currently just outside of Mystic at Lord's Point. We are looking for someplace close that we can anchor and just kind of kick back for a bit. So we thought, let's try New London. That's a pretty cool boat. There's sure a lot of people on it. Look at those sails. Our first stop was leaving Lord's Point and going to New London. We're coming up the Thames River, and there's still a lot of activity. Well, we anchored. We anchored right outside of New London. It was a pretty busy anchorage. We immediately made arrangements for our daughter to come visit. We had not seen her since COVID. Eric started with repairs to her electrical cord. We got the dinghy off and we got some gas for the dinghy. We checked out the train station. Been wanting to see that after seeing all those trains. We walked around the festival that they had in New London and tried a little poutine. Tell you, they don't do it as well as the Canadians. And of course, we had to check out a boat. New London really has been more of a working anchorage for us. We did some cleaning yesterday, and now today we are going into a dock, and it's just going to be for the day. We are going to wash off our decks today, pick up some groceries. There's Distin on the bow without her life jacket again. Oh well. So it should be a fun day, but hopefully we'll have a clean boat afterwards. Well, this is one stop that wasn't worth making. We did get our groceries from Walmart. Apparently, the ferries in New London are not responsible for their wake. The guy warned us to keep an eye on our fender, and we were. And, but while we were keeping an eye on our fenders, that's how bad the wakes were. It took the household right off the boat. Definitely not worth the stop. Nice people here, but if you're going to be on these outside docks, don't do it. Well, we're all clean, and we have provisions, and we have water. So now we are leaving New London, and we're going to go over to the Thimble Islands. Our daughter told us about the Thimble Islands, and it looked a little intimidating with all the rocks, but it was one of our favorite anchorages, and we met some really nice people. There are houses built on many of these small islands, and some of the houses have been in the families for generations. This anchorage was even closer to our daughter's home, and we had the opportunity to have her and her fiancé on the boat celebrating their recent engagement.
You gotta leave her there.
Bye-bye, Weasley.
Have fun.
We'll find out if she can swim.
God.
And she's a water puppy. We are checking out a trail that we were told about by our future in-law. So we are headed on the Trolley Trail. It's supposed to be a nice, easy, maybe a mile walk. We're gonna check it out. We are on our last night here at Thimble Islands for a bit. Another great sunset. We are enjoying some time in the cockpit. We have new neighbors. We are taking off in the morning, but we are sure sad to leave. The next morning we headed over to Clinton. When we were buying the boat, in the survey we discovered that there was a saltwater incident with the generator. The price of the boat was decreased because a new generator was necessary. Unfortunately, the generator wasn't available before we left Florida and we wouldn't have had time to put it in. So although the old generator was still working, Eric was nervous. Eric called around and managed to find us a slip at Cedar Island Marina. We can't say enough nice things about this marina. We didn't actually fit in the first slip that they thought they were going to put us in, and so they moved us to the end of the transient dock for the summer. It was such a great spot. We had first row seats to all the goings-ons in the marina. That is one relaxed captain. And we got our 10,000 nautical mile pennant. However, we didn't kick back and relax. Eric was busy getting that white paint off that back rail. It was so awful. It was a pretty major project, but he did it. Meanwhile, I got some leather cleaner and conditioner, and I whitened up our seat cushions. Check out that difference. The very popular Lobster Landing was right next to the marina, too. It's pretty casual. Different places to eat. Go up there to order. I think Eric's considering another one. You can bring your dog. Like stuffed full. It's so good. And you bring your own drink. Distin says, I want some. You want some, huh? A little bit. Oh my gosh. Eric hasn't had a lobster roll, Connecticut lobster roll yet.
This is awesome.
Pretty good, huh? We watched them pound in some new posts. I grew a herb garden. This is about all the garden I can handle. And Eric tackled the propane locker. I think this truly irritated him. We have a lot of before pictures and just one pretty after. It sure is easier getting after these tasks when you're at a permanent dock. Look how pretty that is. He does good work. We also spent a bit of time in Sag Harbor, which was kind of interesting. I don't know what I expected, but wasn't that. We saw quite a few Nordhavns in the harbor, as well as some other very expensive big yachts. It was especially fun to receive a visit from former Nordhavn owners that we had read about prior to purchasing our boat. I guess I started really realizing where we were when we got off the boat and started walking around the Hamptons. It was like an aha moment for me on the East Coast, I guess. It was an easy and relaxing anchorage. Got to see a lot of big boats. Got to watch rich people being flown in by helicopter to be picked up for the weekend. Just kind of a kickback, relaxed space. We also spent some time in Oyster Bay, and that was a kick. We're going to have to make sure to go back there, and even if you don't have a boat, you can go to the town by car. The bay was surrounded by big, beautiful houses, and there were some really cool boats. The town had Billy Joel's garage, which had all of his vehicles stored in it. And there was another storefront that had 1960s psychedelic rock posters in it, the originals. He'd been searching everywhere and collecting them. It was so cool. We certainly felt our age when we thought these stores were so cool, but we couldn't figure out how to pay for a drink at a bar with our phones and had to go back to the boat and make our own margarita, which was a pretty awesome margarita. We ended the summer season back in Clinton. We watched the sports fishermen, and Eric made friends with some commercial fishermen. But most of all, we got ready for a wedding. Our daughter was getting married in September. Family and friends from all over the United States were coming to attend the wedding. Sometimes having a movable home is quite convenient. And the big day was here. The big day might be over, but we're not done. The kids took off for a honeymoon, and we had babysitting duty with Distin's sister Weasley. We were about to embark on our way back south to do more boat work. I thought at this point it was really important that you guys all knew that it wasn't just all boat work. We are having some fun.
Havaseas you next time.